Hi, it's Ian from Attraction Insight, and I'm here with Mike and Phil. How are you guys today?
Good, thanks. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Please, by all means, who are you guys and where are you coming from?
Yeah, my name is Mike Layman. I'm originally from Southern California. Worked at the Disneyland Resort for 25 years as a technical director, where my big focus was all the live entertainment technology within the show itself. So make sure we cohese it all together.
Yeah.
So it all functions seamlessly, flawlessly, and presents good shows for our guests on a nightly basis.
Big fan.
Big fan, yeah.
Big fan. I didn't know your name, but trust me, I'm a big fan.
And the one thing we'll talk about later is Fantasmic.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay,
Excellent, yeah.
we'll jump in. Phil, how you doing?
Thank you. I will hold this. Hi, my name's Phil Lindsey. I am actually a 40-year veteran of the attraction industry.
Wow.
For all of those 40 years, I have been primarily what I would call a technologist. My job has been to help create all of the technologies over the years that have brought all of these attractions and rides and shows to life.
Well, that's incredible. So I didn't. This is the crazy thing about IAAPA is that I'll call you legends at 25 and 40 years respectively. That's just amazing. So I'm glad to talk to you and really get your insight about experience on how that stuff goes down. Can you talk to me about some of the projects that you've been working on recently that you're allowed to talk about?
Sure, I'll do a short one, but I know Mike has the headline here, so I think.
Oh, please.
We just opened in the last 2 years. The last two projects I opened were an attraction in Boston called View Boston.
Okay.
So like the biggest thing we did was this massive 100-foot scale model of Boston that we projection mapped.
Wow.
So you can watch us run the marathon. You'll see boat races, all sorts of stuff in Boston. And then this past March, I just opened the National Medal of Honor Museum here in Texas.
Okay.
And probably the centerpiece for that is we have an AI version of a medal recipient, somebody who's won the medal, a real person that you can ask questions to and they will answer.
Wow,
So that's been a really big thing.
that's incredible. I mean, we've seen some cool uses of AI, especially at the show. But that's crazy that you would. That's crazy that you would be able to just basically make this, museum curator.
Yes, exactly. And it keeps their story alive. Like the Medal of Honor recipients are getting older and we will lose them eventually.
Yeah.
We have their stories. So that's important.
That's so
But
cool.
I'm going to let this Mike talk about a much bigger project.
Oh, well.
All right, Mike, talk to us about the much bigger project.
So yeah, one of the biggest projects of my career so far is working on Fantasmic.
Holy moly.
Debuted in 1992
Yeah.
on Tom Sawyer Island in Anaheim, California.
Yeah.
The granddaddy of all spectaculars, if you really want to look at it. This show, as I took it over many years, as a career path.
Yeah.
And we actually had to upgrade control systems for the show itself. Where it started off
Mid-lifestyle?
It made major
lifetime?
lifestyle change because Disney created the control systems way back in the 90s.
Sure.
And even earlier than that for even Audio Central.
I'm sorry, I've got to say a word for our audience who may not understand us.
Yeah.
The show when we opened in 1992 was analog. The whole show was analog.
Oh my God.
Geek Squad alert. Geek Squad alert. And it's true. It was the I/O input outputs was crazy.
Yeah.
And so to tear out those cabinets, to put in digital cabinets and make everything Ethernet connected was just the scariest thing in the world to do. But knowing that we could do it.
Yeah, just as a frame of reference, basically, and the difference between analog and digital, for anybody who doesn't know, it's size primarily, and it can be 100-folds. We really do live in some crazy computing times where this old technology, we need a lot to...
For people who want to get into the weeds, so for every cue that had to happen, there had to be a wire. Literally had to be a wire.
Wow.
Today, thanks to networking, we don't need to do that anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
The technology behind it's fantastic, and transmission from a show control booth that's hundreds of feet away to the Shintel building itself was impressive, and we had to change all the fiber optics.
Well, so that's so cool just because, you did get to see the evolution of this and be a really active part of it, it seems. I know there's so many things that go into it, but was there like a particular challenge that you really had to overcome? I know it's a loaded question.
I know
it's a loaded question.
Let's see. Do I start with timeline or budget?
Yeah.
And the other thing is remember one of the true joys of working in this field.
Yeah.
Everything we do is a prototype.
Yep.
There's never been built before. So we're kind of winging it.
Yeah.
Which is always fun.
Until it works.
Yeah.
I use the phrase, make the impossible possible. And we're inventing every day, and I tell the team members that.
Yeah.
What we don't know tomorrow, we could build.
That's fantastic way to go about it. Okay, so I mean, I would be remiss with the experience that I have in front of me right now. Please, somebody who's trying to get into this, somebody who's trying to be a technical director for Disney, somebody who's trying to be a technical director for wherever. I mean, what do you say to those people? And I'll context it a little bit. These guys are out of school. Well, just to give yourself a frame of reference, these guys are not, oh, well, someday I'm going to go work for Disney. Like, they're taking steps. But what do they do after they've got that baseline skill set?
Well, I think you have the baseline skill set, but you start off humble.
Sure.
Start off humble, have an open mind, because what you learn in the books in the school is definitely a good stepping stone to grow in the real world, where you actually learn a lot more, because real world experience brings you to that spot of, I could relate to it now. And that's really a big important thing I find, which is super critical in the big picture. And Phil?
Yeah. And the other thing I would say is the thing that will be important. For instance, we both started, I don't know, did you get a theater degree? No, I got a theater degree.
I want to do a show.
So this was back in the 80s. And so I turned a theater degree into an attractions career for 40 years. And the thing that's really important, there's two things I would say that are going to be important for people. One is, even if you don't want to be a project manager, take project management classes.
Interesting. Okay.
Understanding how the process of putting something together over time, over sometimes 3 to 4 years, is very important.
Yeah.
And the second thing is that don't be a specialist if you want to be like a technologist.
Okay.
Knowing as much as you can, whether it's audio visual, whether it's computer control, whether it's making an audio animatronic talk, the structurals. It's great to have as much as possible, because to be a technical director type person, you kind of have to oversee the entirety of the technical package.
Yeah.
That's what they're relying on us on.
Yeah.
There's a ton of specialists. There are brilliant audio designers. There are brilliant ride designers. There are brilliant media creators. But somebody has to oversee everything that it all fits together.
Yeah, and when you were talking about being a technical director, I mean, where it was all encompassing.
Yeah.
It was, at no point in time was it like, oh, well, I'm only doing this. It was like, okay, well, I do need to know every department, every, kind of trigger, every, show control, all that stuff. Even if maybe you're not the one touching it, but
at the end of the day, when you're sitting there doing the design reviews for these systems, you want to be able to actually understand what's being put in front of you.
Sure.
So you could call it out and say, change that to this, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Because that's where then your specialists can go back into the weeds and redraw their one-line diagrams, everything, to make that system work properly, because you know what you want it to do.
And the other thing I would say, what I think is the most fun, and is the biggest pain in the rear, is when we're building the thing itself. Half of our job is being spent in the real world, looking at this stuff. And I guarantee you, there will come the day where you will come to site and you will go, why is that there?
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be there. Yep.
I swear on paper, it looks great.
Yeah, exactly. It worked on paper.
Reality says otherwise.
Yes. And it's the thing to remember is, if for people, and I encourage younger people who want to do this, to sort of reach out to everybody here in the IAAPA show is happy to chat with me.
Yeah.
And learn as much as you can, meet the people here, because it's any successful career will be about the people you meet.
I couldn't agree more.
The skills are great to have, because that just proves you can do the job.
Yeah.
But it's really going to be about who you get along with, who appreciate you.
Yeah.
The opportunities that you're going to get depending on whom you come up. And I will also tell you that this is a job for people who will jump to different places.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you will start at, say, a Disneyland. I know people who did this, and worked for 40 years, but that is the rarity.
Sure.
It's more likely, well, I'll go here and I'll go to Universal and then I'll go to a museum and then I'll go to here.
Along that line of gaining your experience, I mean, maybe the big boys are not necessarily where you start, just because, to be perfectly honest, not ready.
Well,
you've got to have some time to grow.
It's not only that. I think that there are always entry-level positions at any level.
Sure.
But the most opportunities you will find are likely with the people on the floor here, right? That there are hundreds of companies. I'm looking at one right here. You don't have to put the camera on it, but there's an engineering company right over there.
Yeah.
And getting a an entry-level job there's going to be way more of those than you might find at a Disney or a Universal.
That's fair. And maybe a little less competitive, yeah.
A little less competitive. But the other
Just a wee bit.
and this is also important. If you're young and starting out, build your portfolio.
Yeah.
Keep the work. It's somebody you never know when somebody will say, "Okay, show me your math."
Yeah.
Okay. Here it is.
2 + 2 = 5.
And I think to Phil's point, build your street credentials, build your resume, get experience across the board. Don't pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah.
And lastly, don't burn bridges.
Yeah.
Our industry is so small, so niche, that if you do something wrong, chances are they'll find out, and it's going to be a challenge for you to recover out of that mess.
It is incredible to me that even as big as IAAPA is, I still find people that I know, and quickly too.
Yeah.
It just, and my network's not that big, but it's also not that big of an industry, you know.
And the thing, and let me just put this out there, Mike and I are at the end of our careers, right? We're looking to you folks to come and replace us, because I don't want to do this forever. I'm old. I'd like to sit down once in a while.
Yeah, I've got a few more years, but yeah, thanks, Phil. I'm not retiring yet, but yeah, let's mentor up and let's grow.
Well, okay, so this has just been a fantastic talk with both of you. Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Thanks for popping over. This is awesome, man.
I know.
You guys having a lunch on a bench right here, and there you go.
This has been so great. I mean, and I do hope this gets to the person who needs to hear it.
Yeah.
And that person who has these dreams of building the next theme park. Hopefully the words those are words to live by. So thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.